Hi guys, welcome back to the Shulchan series. We are in chapter 4, dealing with Natilas Yadayim in the morning, washing your hands in the morning, and we are going to deal with Halacha, law number 6, 7, 8, all the way until 13. Okay, so number 6 says you don't need a revi'it. Revi'it is a measurement to wash your hands in the morning, and what he's trying to do is to compare the leniency. There's more stricter measures by washing your hands for a meal. So revi'it, for example, is the measurement you would need for a meal, but to wash your hands in the morning, we're just looking for cleanliness, so there's no real measure. You can be lenient. Now, but he says in number 7, it's still good to use all the measures that are restricting you against eating a meal, meaning there are stricter measures. It's still better to keep all those measures, not just the measurement, but other halachot, anything that would prevent you from washing, like murky waters, or the type of cup you use. And I'll just read the Hebrew. Tov lahakpid, it's good to be strict and concerned. Benatil yadayim shachris, when you wash your hands in the morning. Bechol hadavarim hama'akvim benatil yadayim l'suda. That would normally, all the different things that would normally hold you back from washing properly in the morning, for a meal. And he uses example, right? In the morning, so maybe you don't need a kli, maybe you don't need kol gavra, and all the other things that would pasul, which would cause a blemish, not a blemish in this sense, but a not doing something perfectly when you're washing for bread. So a kli, you need a kli. We'll put it this way. In the morning, if you didn't have a kli, your hands are still going to be clean. And kol gavra is, let's say you didn't have a kli, but you turn on and off the water each time that you wash your hands, so because there has to be an action by the person. So if you have a vessel, so obviously it's you, the kol gavra, the power of the person pouring it, but if you didn't have a vessel, it's the actual turning off each time that you wash one of the 3, in this case really 6 times, because you have 2 hands, and you're washing 3 times each. You're actually turning the water on and off 6 separate times. And number 8, the natila, the washing of your hands in the morning, you're not supposed to wash on top of ground, karka, and we're talking about loose ground, and it should be a place where people don't walk, but rather you should do it inside of a kli, inside of a vessel. So, and one should prepare this ahead of time. Number 9, water of washing hands in the morning is forbidden to benefit from them. Mayim shel natilat yadayim shachrit asur lahanos mihem. You're not allowed to benefit from them. You shouldn't use those waters to wash your house with, your floor, and not in a place where people will walk. Okay, number 10, no tel kli shel mayim biyad yamino. When you take the vessel to wash your hands, you first take it in your right hand. We always talk about the right hand is mercy, the left hand is judgment. So you take it in your right hand because it's more important to take it in your right hand, but you're going to pour on your right. How can you pour on your right hand when the cup is in your right hand? So you're taking it with your right hand, you're passing it to the left, and then you're going to pour with your left hand over onto your right hand. Kadeshi arik mayim al yamino tchila. So the sole purpose is that you would pour first on your right hand, and that's the reason to pass it over to your left. 11 says, Lo yito mimi shelo noto yodav shachris. Don't allow someone who has not yet washed his own hands to wash your hands. It's like when you're on the airplane and they say, if there's an emergency, these things are going to come down. Make sure the adult puts the mask over their own face first. Right, but that's not exact. It's just a little bit of a joke here. But here I don't know if how Kabbalistic we're dealing with, but for someone who has not yet washed their hands, there must be something detrimental here. They should wash their hands first, and then you wash your child's hands. Okay, number 12. Im shechshech yodav l'tok kli shamayim also lo natila l'kriyat shema u'l'tefila. Let's say you had a large vessel and you stuck your hands in, so your hands are actually clean. And they're clean enough for prayer and Shema, but it says v'lo ruach ra shalehem. but it didn't remove the Ruach Ra that was upon them. Im shiksha yadav gimel pamim mimois muchulafim yesh listapek imolosalo lahavi Ruach Ra shalem. If you threw your hands, you dipped your hands into a large vessel, could even be a mikveh, a large vessel 3 times. So the question is, did the Ruach Ra get removed or not? So it's going to be a question maybe on the blessing, and I think we'll read the Mishnah Berurah on this. So I think that if it was a small vessel, we're probably going to be more strict that the Ruach Ra was not removed, unless let's say we're talking about putting it into 3 different vessels. In other words, remember we said you have to pour water on it 3 different times. So once you have 3 buckets of water, you put your hands into each one of them once. That's the question. Did the Ruach Ra get removed or not? So let's look downstairs in the commentary. So the question is, you're able to make the blessing on the Netilas Yadayim? There are other blessings that one could make. Okay, one second, let me just read it. He says, for Kriyashma Tefillah, you're actually able to make the bracha al Netilas Yadayim. Because when the Kohanim washed from the kior, are you guys still there? Are you guys, okay, because I lost my picture. Okay. Okay, it gets a little complicated. We'll just say that there is a doubt. So let's go back to the next halacha. That's Yud Gimel now. Im choya neur kol halayla. If one stayed up the entire night, yesh listapek im tzarech lito yodav shachris. There's a doubt whether or not you need to wash your hands or not for the sake of prayer. Lahav your ruach ra me yodav, because maybe there's no ruach ra there at all. And of course, if you didn't sleep, your hands were not busy touching places that you normally have covered. So he does say, because there is a doubt, you would wash without a blessing. Okay? So whenever we're in doubt about any blessings, we almost every case, we never mention God's name in vain. Because there's only 2 blessings that are from the Torah that we make. I mean, aside from Birchas Kohanim that the priests make, but that's not, I'm talking about the blessing beforehand, the blessing on the mitzvah, and that is when we bench, when we eat, and we are satisfied, we bless the Lord our God, as the Torah says, and Birchat Torah. Those 2 blessings are from the Torah, meaning they're not rabbinic. All other blessings are rabbinic. So anytime there is a doubt on a rabbinic law, we always go lenient and we basically skip it. If it's a doubt on a Torah level, so then we do repeat it. We go back and are strict. Okay, because that's how the rabbis instituted the blessings. Since they are rabbinic, and all rabbinic laws, they instituted from the beginning, it's like inserted or embedded in the concept. Anytime there is a rabbinic institution where there's a doubt, so we skip it. You don't do it twice, and especially a bracha, because you're mentioning God's name, there's no reason to go back and be strict to do it a second time. Whenever it is a Torah law, a law that's one of the 613 mitzvahs in the Bible, and if there's a doubt whether it was done either the first time or even properly, we are obligated to go back and redo the mitzvah. Okay, clear as mud?
Yiboneh